श्लोक महला दूजा। नानक चिंता मत करो, चिंता तिस ही है। जल में जंतु पायन, तिन्ना भी रोजी दे। उठे हट न चले, ना को किरस करे। सौदा मूल न होए, ना को लय न दे। जिया का हार जी खाना यह करे। विच उपाय सायरा, तिन्ना भी सार करे। नानक चिंता मत करो, चिंता तिस ही है। O Nanak, let us not worry about anything regarding our worldly requirements, as that God is always taking care to provide us with all our necessities of life. Even the beings created in water are provided with their livelihood by the divine God, where there is no farming activity, nor there are any shops for these requirements. There is no marketing, and neither anybody buys nor sells anything. In fact, in the waters, oceans, all the beings live by eating the smaller beings present therein, which sustains all the life in water. Thus that God is sustaining all the beings created in that ocean. O Nanak, let us not bother about anything, as He Himself is providing all our needs and requirements. We need not entertain any worries. महला पहला। नानक एहो जियो, मछली चीवर तृष्णा खाल। मनुआ अंध न चेते, पड़े चिंता जाल। नानक चित्त चेत है, चिंता बद्धा जाए। नदर करे जे आपने, तापे लय मिलाए। O Nanak, this human being with worldly desires is like the fish, while the death is like a hunter ready to catch hold of it. This blind and foolish human mind does not worship God by reciting true name, while the god of death catches hold of this human suddenly without any notice. O Nanak, this human has forgotten that God completely. Thus is always engulfed by worries and afflictions. If that Vaheguru bestows His grace and benevolence on us, then He enables us to merge with Him effortlessly through His grace. पौड़ी सेजन साचे सदा सदा, जिन्नी हर रस पीता। गुरमुख सच्चा मन वसै, सच सौदा कीता। सब किछ कर ही माहे है, वड भागी लीता। अंतर तृष्णा मर गई, हर गुण गावीता। आपे मेल मिलायन, आपे दे बुझाई। People who have partaken the nectar of God's true name, they have been purified and they become true for all times. Such Guru-minded people, they remain engaged in business of truth by reciting true name through Guru's guidance. Everything is actually available within the human body, but very few fortunate people predestined by God's will could realize the truth. People who have subdued their worldly desires, they have sung the praises of God, thus merging with Him. It is through the grace of God alone that one gets the true realization by joining the company of holy saints. श्लोक महला पहला। वेल पिंजाया कत उड़ाया, कट कुट कर खुंब चढ़ाया। लोहा वड्डे दर्जी पाड़े, सूई धागा सीवै। इਉਂ ਪਤ ਪਾਟੀ ਸਿਫਤੀ ਸੀ ਪੈ ਨਾਨਕ ਜੀਵਤ ਜੀਵੈ ਹੋਈ ਪੁਰਾਣਾ ਕੱਪੜ ਪਾਟੈ ਸੂਈ ਧਾਗਾ ਗੰਡੈ ਮਾਹ ਪਖ ਕਿਹੋ ਚੱਲੈ ਨਾਹੀ ਘੜੀ ਮੁਹਤ ਕਿਛ ਹੰਡੈ ਸੱਚ ਪੁਰਾਣਾ ਹੋਵੈ ਨਾਹੀ ਸੀਤਾ ਕਦੇ ਨ ਪਾਟੈ ਨਾਨਕ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਸੱਚੋ ਸੱਚਾ ਤਿਚਰ ਜਾਪੀ ਜਾਪੈ The cotton is first passed through rollers for cutting and then spinning. The cotton is woved into clothes, then beaten, bleached, steamed for washing and cleaning it. The cloth is then cut by scissors of iron and torn by tailor into small pieces, and then it is stitched with needle and thread into different shapes of clothes. O Nanak, by singing the praises of God Master, the lost honor is restored. If human being leads a true life, when the cloth gets old and gets tattered, it could be patched up with the help of needle and thread. But this old and patched up cloth hardly lasts for a short while and does not last for a month or even a fortnight. However, the truth never gets old. Once preserved, soon it never gets tattered or become old and worn out. O Nanak, the true master is ever true, being truth personified, and with the meditation, the truth is embedded in the mind. The soul and the prime soul gets merged like the cotton thread by giving up the filth of mind along with egoism and imbibing detachment, knowledge and desire for salvation. The human ridding oneself of all vices gets merged with God with the help of concentration of mind and love of heart like the thread and needle. Mahalla Pehla सच की काती सच सब सार काढ़त तिसकी अपरपार शब्दे साण रखाए लाए गुण की थे कै विच समाए तिसदा कुठा होवै शेख लेहू लबन कथा वेख होए हलाल लगै हक जाए नानक दर दीदार समाए The realization of the fact that the true God is pervading within all beings is like having the knife of truth, which has a beautiful and charming shape and has been sharpened with the stone of Guru's word and is kept safe under the cover of virtuous deeds. O Sheikh, if the goat-like being mine is killed overpowered with such a knife, then you could see the blood of greed oozing out. O Nanak, if the human being soul is subdued, killed in such a manner, then one could merge with truth and then gets immersed in having the glimpse of true God. Mahalla Pehla Kamar Katara Bankuda Banke Ka Svar गर्भ न की जय नानका मत सिर आवे पार. The human being is having a beautiful sword around the waist while riding a beautiful steed, horse, and the human being possesses the sword of knowledge and wisdom. O Nanak, we should not get engrossed by egoism, otherwise we may fall down while facing downwards under the load of this egoism. Pauri so sat sangat shabad milai jo gurmukh chalai sach dhyayan se sache jin har kharach tan pallai pagat sohan gun gavade gurmat chalai रतन विचार मन वस्या गुर कै शब्द पलै आपे मेल मिलाए दा आपे देव ढियाई. The Guru-minded people who join the company of holy saints, they get merged with the true God through Guru's word. People who possess the treasure of God's true name always recite true name of God, getting united with Him. Such holy saints are acclaimed and honored. They sing praises of God through Guru's teachings as they are imbued with the jewel of meditation and love of God in the heart. Thus, that God enables us to join the company of such holy saints and then bestows honor and prestige by merging us with Himself. Shlok Mahalla Tija Asa Andar Sab Ko Koi Nirasa Hoye Nanak Jo Mar Jeevya Sahlaya Soye. O Nanak, everyone is functioning with the worldly hopes and desires except some Guru-minded people who lead a life of humility like the dead person. Really, they make a success of this human life, leading a fruitful life by getting rid of their egoism. Mahalla Tija Na kich asa hath hai क्यों निराशा होए क्या करे ए बपुड़ी जाऊं भुलाए सोए. How could this human being become free from worldly desires, as there is no useful purpose served by entertaining worldly hopes? What could this human being do to get away from worldly hopes when the God Himself has led him astray? Pauri त्रिग जीवन संसार सच्चे नाम बिन प्रभु दाता दातार निचल एहो धन सास सास आराधे निर्मल सोई जन अंतर जामी अगम रसना एक पन रव रहया सरबत नानक बल जाए. Cursed be this human life without the support of God's true name. This true name is the inexhaustible treasure of God Benefactor, the greatest of all the benefactors. In fact, the person who recites true name all the time gets purified. Let us therefore recite with the tongue the true name of God, who is limitless, omniscient, and beyond our comprehension. O Nanak, I would offer myself as a sacrifice to the God who is pervading all the beings equally. Shlok Mahalla Pehla Sarvar Hans Turehi Mela Khasmai Vaipana Sarvar Andar Hira Moti Sohansa Ka Khana Bagula Kagna Rahi Sarvar Jai Hovayat Syana Ona Rijak Na Payot Hai Ona Horo Khana Sach Kamane Sacho Paye Kudai Kuda Mana Nanak Tinka Satgur Milya Jinna Ture Paya Parvana. The Guru-minded people are enabled to join the company of holy saints like the swans at Mansarovar lake as per God's will and as it pleases Him. The jewels and gems of true name are lying in this lake of holy saints, which is the food for this holy man. The self-willed, faithless ones, with all their cleverness, they do not relish the company of holy saints, just as the crows or cranes do not love their stay at such a lake. Such self-willed, faithless people do not find the company of holy saints as pleasant and lovable as they are interested in vicious and sinful actions. Whosoever is engaged in truthfulness, they attain true God, whereas the faithless ones, they remain engrossed in worldly falsehood with pride. O Nanak, people who are fortunate enough and predestined by God's will, they have been united with true Guru through His grace. Mahalla Pehla Sahib Mera Ujjala Jeko Chit Kare Nanak Soi Seviye सदा सदा जो दे। नानक सोई सेवियै जित सेवियै दुख जाए। अवगुण वंजन गुण रवै मन सुख वसै आए। My true master is pure and truthful, and whosoever develops love for the God in one's heart gets purified. O Nanak, let us serve and worship the God who is always bestowing his favors and benedictions on us. O Nanak, let us serve the God whose remembrance casts away all our afflictions. By singing God's praises, we could get rid of our vices and sins, thus enjoying the bliss in our hearts. Pauri ape aap vartata aap tari layan ape hi upadesada gurmukh patiyayan ik ape ujjhad payan ik bhagti layan जिस आप बुझाए सो बुझसी आपे नाए लायन नानक नाम ध्याये सच्ची वड्याई शुद्ध. The God is pervading the whole universe and is engaged in his aloofness in silent meditation. The Guru-minded people have developed faith, having followed Guru's guidance. Some people have been misled by God, while some others are made to engage in his worship. Only such people can understand his secrets, whom the God himself enables to realize and engage in true name. O Nanak, let us recite true name to attain honor and acclaim with the God.